Today, we're going to dive into a story about community, about healing, and about a 30-year mission right in the heart of Central Florida. It's a story about one man's quiet dedication to helping his neighbors completely transform their lives. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt just stuck? You know the feeling. Maybe it's a habit you just can't seem to shake, or a goal that always feels just out of reach. It's a feeling we all know. You're ready for a change, but you just can't seem to find the key. Well, for over 30 years, right here in Central Florida, one person has made it his life's work to help people find that key. We're talking 3 decades of sitting down, listening, and guiding folks toward the very change they've been searching for. So let's talk about Daniel Olson and the Orlando Hypnosis Center. But look, this isn't some story about a distant clinician in a white lab coat. No, this is about a longtime member of the Orlando community who's on a really personal mission to help people take back control of their own lives. From the very beginning, his whole focus has been on down-to-earth, practical solutions for really common struggles. Things like quitting smoking, managing weight, and dealing with anxiety. You know, the kinds of challenges that so many of us are familiar with. Okay, so when I say the word hypnosis, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, right, it's all about swinging pocket watches and stage theatrics. Daniel Olson's work for the last 30 years has been all about stripping that stuff away to get to what's real. And this is the crucial part, separating the performance from the practice. On one side, you have that old stereotype of stage magic. But on the other, you have the reality of what the Orlando Hypnosis Center is all about, a therapeutic tool for tangible, real-world breakthroughs. It's not about entertainment, it's about making real progress in your life. So how does that progress actually happen? Well, it all starts with a core philosophy, a really human-centered approach that puts listening first and foremost. The whole 30-year mission, the entire way he works, it's all built on one simple but really powerful belief about the people who walk through his door. And that belief is right here, in his own words. I don't see cases, I see people. And you know, that's not just a nice little saying. It's the guiding principle. It means treating every single person as an individual with a unique story, not just as another appointment on the calendar. This way of thinking, it directly shapes the entire process, one that isn't designed for a quick fix, but for creating changes that are actually going to last. The process itself is surprisingly simple and, well, human. It all kicks off with just a real conversation, a face-to-face talk to really understand what's going on in a person's life. This creates a safe, quiet space where the goal isn't to implant new ideas, but to help you access the strength and resources that are already inside you. And the results of this approach? They're incredibly practical. We're talking about helping people finally quit smoking for good, helping them get their weight under control, and honestly, maybe most importantly, just helping them breathe a little easier in a world that never seems to slow down. What's really important to remember is that this entire story is rooted in one specific place. This isn't some big national franchise or a fleeting wellness trend. It's a stable, long-standing practice that's part of the Central Florida community. And this timeline really shows that commitment. The mission began way back in the 1980s. Then, get this, by 1999, he was an early digital pioneer, making this work accessible online. And today, after decades of consistent service, the Orlando Hypnosis Center is just a trusted name for health around here. And that commitment to being accessible, that's still going strong today. The center offers in-person sessions for local families right there in Orange and Seminole counties, but they also do virtual consultations online, which makes it available to pretty much everyone. So after 3 decades, what's the big takeaway? Maybe it's that getting unstuck can start with something as simple as a conversation with a neighbor whose entire mission has always been about one thing, helping his community find its footing again. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What part of your own life is just waiting to be unlocked?